My work is concept-based, and so the concept tells me what material to use and what process to use to make the piece. However, the process is not enjoyable at all. It's awful, in fact. And so I only do these processes because of the idea. So I'm after what the result's going to be. When I make an object from cutting material from a wall, I'm obviously implicating the architecture in the piece. And so there's a relationship, a direct relationship between the object that's made and the wall from which it comes. The architecture is activated in this process. And so I'm hoping to not only say something metaphorically about the object that I've made, but also about the architecture from which it came. So microscopes deal with the world at hand, it's the world around us, but it's looking deeply inside of that and discovering how it's put together. So in some ways it deals with origins, with building blocks. I never build the microscope beforehand to see what it's going to look like, to see if my plans work. I just go in with the plans and blindly cut into the wall and hope for the best. And so it's always a surprise and an excitement when it works. Oh, never know what you find when you open up your letterbox tomorrow. A bird never told me anything I want to know. She's my best friend, she's a sparrow. You know, art isn't practical. Making art is not practical. It's the most unpractical thing you could possibly do. The piece is manifested through the cutting out of 300 plus circles out of the wall to make the telescope, and so the wall looks like the night sky in reverse. It looks like 300 black stars in this white space. The telescope is an interesting object because it is looking into deep space, back into time, at this old light, discovering, investigating the origins of the universe. It's talking about our origins. I mean, we come from stardust, so to speak. We come from the very beginning. Seems like an awful lot. There's the theory of relativity, general relativity, which deals with gravity and the movement of large bodies and gravity. And then there's quantum mechanics, which deals with the movement of subatomic particles. And those two theories don't jive. They both function when you look at them in their realms, but when you try to bring them together, the rules don't work. I'm going to switch sides. Okay. So come over here. Okay, got it. Okay, let go. Let go. There was an attempt in science to create something called the theory of everything. This unification between these two things is almost mystical in its language and how it's talked about in science even, because it's so mysterious and interesting. Often people talk about it being looking at the mind of God, so to speak, and I really am excited by those kinds of ideas about how wondrous and magical this space is between gravity, big things, the universe and planets and all that kind of thing, and the microscopic, the bits that make all of us up, that make up matter. It's so hard for the human mind to comprehend these things, and I don't know, so to play with those ideas or to delve into those ideas is really quite exciting. And so hopefully this piece will just lead me further into that land of wonder, so to speak.